Welcome to the Mesozoic era. Today we'll be talking about life during the Mesozoic era. Our special guest is Jurassic Jehan. Jehan, do you know what the Mesozoic era is commonly referred to?
Yes, the Mesozoic era is referred to as the age of the reptile. However, the Mesozoic era was also a time of many biological firsts, like the first mammals, the first birds, and the first flowers.
Jehan, what did the modern fauna include?
The modern fauna consists of crabs, lobsters, shrimps, sponges, sea urchins, modern corals, snails, and clams.
And what did the major marine vertebrae include?
It includes bony fishes, sharks, aquatic reptiles, and aquatic mammals.
Jehan, what are angiosperms?
Angiosperms are seed-bearing plants that have flowers.
What are dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs are a group of reptiles that developed upright postures.
Are there different kinds of dinosaurs?
Yes, there are. There are carnivores, which are meat eaters, and herbivores, which are plant eaters.
What does ornithischia and saurischia mean?
Saurischia means lizard-hipped, and ornithischia means bird-hipped. They are both bone types.
What are ectotherms?
Ectotherm is another word for cold-blooded animals.
What were the most common land plants during the Mesozoic era?
The most common land plants during the Mesozoic era were cycads.
Where are birds descended from?
Birds may be descended from dinosaurs.
How many periods does the Mesozoic era include?
The Mesozoic era consists of three periods: the Cretaceous, the Jurassic, and the Triassic.
Where does the name Jurassic come from?
The name Jurassic comes from the Jura Mountains on the border of France and Switzerland.
What characteristic of dinosaurs distinguishes them from other reptiles?
The characteristic of dinosaurs that is distinguished is the upright posture of dinosaurs.
How do scientists distinguish between mammals and reptile fossils?
Scientists distinguish between mammals and reptile fossils by the shape of the teeth, the number of ear bones, and the number of lower jaw bones.
What theory may explain the mass extinction event at the end of the Mesozoic era?
The theory that may explain the mass extinction event at the end of the Mesozoic era is the meteor impact theory.
What is a pediosaur?
A pediosaur is a flying reptile that had light hollow bones like modern birds.
Why are ammonites good index fossils of the Mesozoic era?
Ammonites are good index fossils of the Mesozoic era because ammonites were abundant and diverse throughout the Mesozoic and became extinct at the end of the Mesozoic.
What is a rudist?
A rudist is an asymmetric clam that built reefs during this Cretaceous period.
What flying reptiles became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous?
The flying reptiles that became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous were the pediosaurs.
What best describes all sauropod dinosaurs?
All sauropod dinosaurs are herbivores.
What best describes all theropod dinosaurs?
All theropod dinosaurs are carnivores.
How was the climate for the Triassic?
The climate for the Triassic period was hot and dry, with strong seasonality.
How was the climate for the Jurassic period?
The climate for the Jurassic period was hot and dry, with strong seasonality, at first changing to warm and moist with no polar ice and vast flooded areas.
How was the climate for the Cretaceous period?
The climate for the Cretaceous period was that the temperatures were warm, seasonality was low, and global sea levels were high at the beginning of the Cretaceous. Later, sea levels dropped. Seasonality increased, and there were greater extremes in temperature between the poles and the equator.
Jehan, what were the first plants and animals during the Jurassic?
The first plants and animals during the Triassic were small, fast dinosaurs. The first tiny nocturnal mammals developed. Ichthyosaurs, which are marine reptiles, swam in the seas. The first plants during the Triassic were ferns, glossopterises, cycads, horsetails, and early gymnosperms. And those abundant during the Mesozoic.
How was the Earth's biosphere during the Jurassic?
The Earth's biosphere during the Jurassic was that more dinosaurs developed, including gigantic ones, which roamed the Earth, and plesiosaurs flew. Archaeopteryx, the first primitive dinosaur bird-like, developed.
How was the Earth's biosphere during the Cretaceous?
The Earth's biosphere during the Cretaceous was dinosaurs flourished. Flowering plants, which are angiosperms, spread, displacing conifers and others. The oldest known ants, snakes, and butterflies arose toward the end of the Mesozoic era. A major extinction occurred at the end of the Mesozoic era, 65 million years ago.
Well, that is all the time we have here today on our segment of the Mesozoic Life. Tune in next week when we talk about the Cenozoic era. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so bad, dude.